From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish you all, on behalf of all of us here at the Republic Media Network, a very, 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 very happy Independence Day. Ladies and gentlemen, today, when we hoisted the tricolour on the Republic Media Network campus here, and we looked up to the tricolour, we were all emotional. When we spoke to each other here in our network, we all promised, in our own way, to work so hard, never to take our national unity for granted, but to work every day, towards doing journalism that brings our country together. That has become the biggest task before all of us nationalist Indians. Today, as we saw the Prime Minister speak from his heart from the ramparts of the Lal Killa, the Red Fort, the Prime Minister also spoke about it. He alluded about it. He wasn't very aggressive about it, but he made the point we all wanted to hear from him. And he said, in Hindi, I'll repeat, speaking on people who want to create anarchy in the country, he said, ऐसे लोगों की कमी नहीं, ऐसे लोगों से बचना होगा, ये विनाश का कारण बन जाते हैं. There is no dearth of people. He said we'll have to be careful of these people who become the cause and the source of destruction. अराजकता का मार्ग ले लेते हैं. Who believe in the road of anarchy. इसलिए ऐसे जो चिटपुट लोग हैं उनसे सावधान. And therefore he says we have to be careful of people with such a mentality. उनसे सावधान. Ladies and gentlemen, he said उनकी गोद में विकृति पल रही है. ये विनाश के सपने देख रहे हैं. Clearly the Prime Minister was saying to the people of India, and this message must go out. In fact, I think this message should be put out in multiple languages across the country, where he says that there are people who are dreaming of destruction in this country. तोड़ने के प्रयास में लगे हैं. People who are constantly working towards breaking the country. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the moot point. The Prime Minister spoke about it. I'm very happy he spoke about it. I've been talking about this every day in my programs. It has become apparent for us. It has become clear to us. And it is also clear from the tone, tonality, semantics and use of words of Rahul Gandhi. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been tutored into speaking in India and everywhere across the world. He goes and says, India is not a nation. And viewers, I today challenge Rahul Gandhi to open one-on-one debate with me on this very subject. Rahul Gandhi, I challenge you. I challenge you because you are going around with this devious, malicious thought that India is not a nation. And how can you talk like that, Rahul? How can you talk like that? How do you think that people will accept what you're saying? Somewhere Rahul Gandhi has been tutored by people, I don't know whether it's Jairam Ramesh or the others. He has been tutored to go around and say that India is not a nation. It's some kind of European Union kind of structure. The broad principle which he has been tutored and unfortunately has accepted and keeps regurgitating this wherever he goes, that we are basically some loose congregation of states. We are here today, may not be tomorrow kind of situation. He says we are not a nation. According to Rahul Gandhi, Italy is a nation, but India is not a nation. Now, Rahul Gandhi, this, what you are trying to put into the minds of people, what he's trying to do, and what people around him, the NGO lobby, this whole collective around him, the Yogendra Yadav types, what they are trying to do is basically say that we must imbibe in every part of this country. We must try to find a way to break the country into as many parts as possible. and tell each part that feel extremely autonomous. Let us divide India into the maximum number of parts possible. And when we have done that, extract the political value of each part and hope that the sum of all parts makes us rulers of the country. Now, Rahul Gandhi, your attempt is bound to fail, because this is a way to divide the country. This is not a way to bring the country together. If you think that by breaking the country into caste, region, sub-region, linguistic definition, and then going around telling everybody in India and abroad that India was never a nation, if you believe through this method you will rule India one day, you won't. You won't. When you divide to this extent, and when you believe in mobocracy to this extent, then watch out, Rahul Gandhi. The way the mobocracy is going on in Bengal, your language and your thoughts will make this mobocracy the formula of the country. So when Rahul Gandhi criticizes what's happening in Bengal, I'm amused, because his politics at a national level is what Mamata Banerjee is doing in Bengal. Having said that, there is another question that we must ask. Because Rahul Gandhi believes Italy is a nation, but India is not a nation. Now, Rahul Gandhi, I want you to ask this, because you have family in Italy. You can go and ask them. Ask your Italian family members that what if you were to go and say in Italy, if you were an Italian politician, say that Italy is not a nation, it's a congregation of 20-25 regions. There's Calabria, Abruzzo, Rome, Lombardy, Sardinia, Sicily, Tuscany, Venice, and say that each one of these is a nation. But Italy is not a nation. And I would have liked to see then if Rahul Gandhi would have been able to speak this language were he an Italian politician. Since he's an Indian politician, he must ask his Italian family members whether this would have been allowed in Italy. This is divisive thought. This is dangerous thought. It's not appeasement. It is the politics of attempted disintegration of the country to rule it. Ladies and gentlemen, equally today I want to ask all these Americans who are supporting Rahul Gandhi and backing him, including the American deep state. Rahul Gandhi, since you keep asking the Americans, please come to my country, tell us how to run this country, I want to ask you, go ask your American friends, go ask all those people who you meet when you go to the America. Ask them that would any American politician be able to say the United States of America is not a nation, Florida is a nation. The US is not a national construct, Michigan is, New York is, Virginia is, Texas is, Massachusetts is. But there is no national concept called the United States of America. And Rahul, if you were to try this politics in America, then even from Alaska, people would tell you to keep quiet. So get the message. We are saying this to you. We are intrinsically a nationalistic country. Nothing you do will succeed. Hence my message on this Independence Day, ladies and gentlemen. I can have a face-off with Rahul Gandhi on what he's been saying. The rubbish he's been propagating that India is not a nation. Would you welcome such a debate? I would. I would. Because I have not just facts at my command. I have belief at my command. I have not just my views with me. I have the support of the people with me as well. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Independence Day once again from all of us here at the Republic Media Network. And remember, viewers, our nation's unity is under threat. We will fight anyone who tries to threaten it. Debate number one from the ramparts of the Red Fort. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sends a very strong message for anarchists. We've already talked about the Bangladesh model. That's my top debate. Also, you would see that after 8:30 p.m., I see a continuity in policy where the Prime Minister continues to talk about the Uniform Civil Code and one nation, one poll. Many people thought after the June 4th results, Prime Minister Modi would go soft on them, but clearly he isn't. At 9 o'clock tonight, I come to you with fresh proof, and my clear view on this is, my absolutely clear view on this is, if Mamata Banerjee is not going to quit, then we must have president's rule in Bengal. Have president's rule in Bengal. It is a classic case for the imposition of president's rule. It's gone too far. That's debate number 3 at 9 o'clock, and here are the headlines this Thursday evening on the Debate Tonight. Completely chaotic scenes unfolded last night at 11:55 p.m. at Arnab Hospital after mob rampage. Visuals on your screen show how this was a deliberate attempt to erase the evidence. CCTVs were broken, wards were vandalized, and this, ladies and gentlemen, was well thought of. It was planned. India's daughter, Abhaya, as we are calling her, has been betrayed, but Mamata Banerjee takes no responsibility, shifts the blame. She says the vandals were from the left and the BJP. The Ladki Hu Lad Sakti Hu brigade of the Congress party, meanwhile, has once again, after some templated comments, gone back to their policy of finger on their lips. Justice for Abhaya is not just India's demand, it has now gone global, with protests being staged at the Times Square in New York and also in Amsterdam. Save the Savior's demand is a global chorus now. Justice for Abhaya, justice to Abhaya must be served.
जो भारत का भला सोच नहीं सकते हैं, जब उनके गोद में विकृति पलती है, तब वो विनाश का कारण बन जाती है, एनार्की का मार्ग ले लेती है. देश को ऐसे लोगों से बचना होगा.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi issues a stern warning to the anarchists, calls out the sinister pessimists from the Red Fort trying to unleash havoc across the streets of India. Prime Minister Modi says that we must be well aware of negative people who want to lead India into anarchy. And ladies and gentlemen, this is his 11th address from the Red Fort, and in his 11th address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reiterated his commitment to deliver on key promises like the Uniform Civil Code and One Nation, One Poll. For the first time ever since the elections, the Prime Minister raises the need for a secular civil code in the country from the ramparts of the Red Fort. Says it is time to do away with the communal laws from our secular nation. Prime Minister also bats for One Nation, One Poll. Says it's time to end dynasty politics and dubious schemes announced during the elections. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll start with excerpts of the Prime Minister's speech, and it was his most direct attack. He has called out the anarchy gang, the destructive forces, both internal and external, and the possibility that they are working together. Ladies and gentlemen, here's one small clip before debate number one.
भारत माता की, भारत माता की. मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, जब मैं देश में एक चिंता हमेशा कहता हूं, परिवारवाद, जातिवाद भारत के लोकतंत्र को बहुत नुकसान कर रहा है. देश को, लोक राजनीति को हमें परिवारवाद और जातिवाद से मुक्ति दिलानी होगी. हम संकल्प के साथ तो बढ़ तो रहे हैं, बहुत आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन ये भी सच है कि कुछ लोग होते हैं जो प्रगति देख नहीं सकते. कुछ लोग होते हैं जो भारत का भला सोच नहीं सकते हैं. जब तक खुद का भला न हो, तब तक उनको किसी का भला अच्छा नहीं लगता है. ऐसी विकृत मानसिकता से भरे हुए लोगों की कमी नहीं होती है. देश को ऐसे लोगों से बचना होगा. वे निराशा की गर्त में डूबे हुए लोग हैं. ऐसे मुट्ठी भर निराशा की गर्त में डूबे हुए लोग, जब उनके गोद में विकृति पलती है, तब वो विनाश का कारण बन जाती है, सर्वनाश का कारण बन जाती है, एनार्की का मार्ग ले लेती है, और तब देश को इतनी बड़ी हानि हो जाती है जिसकी भरपाई करने में हमें नए सिरे से मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. इसलिए ऐसे जो छुटपुट निराशावादी तत्व होते हैं, वो सिर्फ निराशा इतना नहीं है, उनकी गोद में विकृति पल रही है. ये विकृति विनाश के, सर्वनाश के सपने देख रही है, ताने बाने जोड़ने की प्रयासों में लगी हुई है. देश को इसे समझना होगा. लेकिन मैं देशवासियों को कहना चाहता हूं कि हमारी नेक नीयत से हमारी ईमानदारी से, राष्ट्र के प्रति हमारे समर्पण से हम सारी परिस्थितियों के बावजूद भी विपरीत मार्ग पर जाने वालों के लिए भी उनके भी दिल जीत करके हम देश को आगे बढ़ने के हमारे संकल्प में कभी भी पीछे नहीं हटेंगे, ये मैं विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं। साथियों, चुनौतियां हैं, अनगिनत चुनौतियां हैं। चुनौतियां भीतर भी है, चुनौतियां बाहर भी है। और जैसे जैसे हम ताकतवर बनेंगे, जैसे जैसे हमारा तवज्जो बढ़ेगा, तो चुनौतियां भी बढ़ने वाली है, बाहर की चुनौतियां और बढ़ने वाली है। और मुझे उसका भली भांति अंदाज है, लेकिन मैं ऐसी शक्तियों को कहना चाहता हूं, भारत का विकास किसी के लिए संकट लेकर के नहीं आता।
I think it was the clearest message so far from the Prime Minister Tohin, that he says that because we've been talking about, as the Prime Minister, what is he going to do? There are all these deep state forces which want to bring him down, and he says that I'm fully aware about what is going on. I know these forces are working to create trouble within the country, internally and externally, and I want to tell them that we are not going to change our line. We are not going to change the road of development. Very determined view, very, very determined approach from the Prime Minister today, fully that he is aware of this anarchy politics gang and what they are trying to do. Tohin, your thoughts please on that.
Arnab, a very happy Independence Day to you,
happy
to
Independence
all my
Day, happy
co-panelists
Independence
and
Day.
to all your viewers.
Yes.
You know, hats off to Prime Minister Modi ji for being so blunt, for being so candid in calling out, you know, our internal anarchists, the half front, the enemy which General Rawat had spoken about in 2017. Now, to my understanding, there are three different leagues of internal anarchists who we are dealing with right now. Three different leagues. The first is the International and the Premium League. You know, people who go travel around the world, to UK, to USA, to demonize India's democracy, to say we are in bad shape, and they call for support from outside. These are the people who enjoy the support of potentially George Soros. You know, Hindenburg jumps in to support them. That's the first category, the first league. Now there is the second league. People who have a love for rapists, who back rapists, you know, who back criminals in politics shamelessly. People like, the Moid Khan fan club. Obviously, Samajwadi Party went out of its way to back the rapist in the Ayodhya case. Now we have Mamta Banerjee, who's backing rapists. And, I think what she's presiding over, I have no words to condemn that behavior. I think that's beastly, to say the least. And then there is the third league. And by the way, there could be a minor overlap between the second and the third league. The third league are eternal Sanatan bashers, the Stalins of the world, you know, who are and that also includes Mamta Banerjee, because there is a bit of an overlap. And the third is Hemant Soren, who, you know, a few years back tried to wean away the tribal community by saying they were never part of the Sanatan Dharma. And these are the people who are encouraging a distortion of demography in their respective
but they made a
states.
mistake this time.
So yes, India has a big challenge.
But, you know, they made a mistake this time,
but
Tohin.
hats off to Prime Minister Modi ji for calling this.
No, he's called them out. I called them out so strongly last week, because I think what happened this time, Abbas and Lokesh and Vivek, you guys started celebrating too much the moment Bangladesh happened, and you started saying that this kind of situation will happen in India. Then some of your allies said that now Indian Muslims must come out on the roads of the country. We must do street politics. Muslims must hit the streets. No, one minute. When this kind of language happened, then people got alerted. And I really...
who's scared?
And you gave up your game. You revealed your intentions, Abbas.
Arnab, a very happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to you, yeah. Just chill for a while, Vivek. I'm talking to Abbas. Yeah, 1 minute. I'll come to you, yes.
Prime Minister must understand that he is the Prime Minister of not just the people who have voted for him, but he is the Prime Minister of the entire country. People who have voted against him, he is their Prime Minister also. But every time the Prime Minister of India disappoints the nation. See, we must understand rampart of Red Fort is not for giving election campaign, election speeches. It is for the people. People want to listen to the Prime Minister speaking. But look at what the Prime Minister is speaking. Look at his language. It's like he's giving an election campaign. He's going for the state election. Arnab, at this time when people of India want decisive action from the Indian government, what is happening in Bangladesh against the people, against the minority prosecution in Bangladesh, he's doing this divisive politics inside the country. That is very unfortunate. It is shameful. It is not time for politics. He should take some decisive action, but he's not doing so. He was just giving motherhood statement. He's just giving statement. We are keeping an eye on the situation. What is the point of keeping an eye on the situation? When the people are getting killed, they are getting prosecuted in Bangladesh. He's doing nothing, and he's giving statements from the rampart of Red Fort. He's talking about things to divert public attention from the pressing issues which the people of India
what can be a more pressing issue?
Should not happen.
Abbas,
People like Anurag Thakur who are saying "Goli maro, dash ko," that is how anarchy is being incited. People like Mishra, who's in Bharatiya Janata Party, their statement, they incite anarchy. And I'm sorry to say, he said when he was abroad, that before 2014 के पहले भारतीय होने में शर्म आती थी. This is the real phase, this is the real idea of the Prime Minister.
No, and when Mamata Banerjee on the eve of Ram Navami said, hold rallies and meetings, don't riot, they will riot, they will create riots. Who is they she's talking to? Is she talking about Hindus? Why do you people talk about Hindus like this?
Not at all. Not at all.
Why do you talk about the Hindu community like this? Are Hindus not 80% plus of the population of India?
Who want to incite violence in the country for their electoral benefit. That is what I guess the Prime Minister is referring to. The anarchist people. They are the anarchists who want to incite violence inside the country.
And when DK Suresh of the Congress Party in Karnataka demands a separate nation, he says South India does not get funds, right? He demands a separate country for South India. What is that kind of politics? Kindly, Lokesh, tell me, what kind of politics is that?
Arnab, should we transform our political system to a single party rule?
No.
That's what it means.
But we are a single country.
I mean, if anybody who questions and opposes the political party is termed as anarchist, so you simply do one thing, you simply amend the entire constitution, do away with all opposition parties, all other, and let there be a single party rule. This suits your agenda. There will be no need for propaganda. There would be no need for all these forms of display, no need for all these forms of deliberation. Let there be a single party rule. Now, if at all we are questioning the government, we are coming up with certain issues. If we are holding the government responsible, that's what we are supposed to do.
Yeah, that's but I have no problem. No, 1 minute.
Why are we supposed to take you back to the classrooms and explain to you that this is what is parliamentary democracy? It is not a single party rule like that of China.
Okay, you will teach me that.
So obviously, I will have to teach you if you are not able to understand it.
Okay.
That the opposition party is bound to question the government.
Can I?
One minute. Listen. I want to. Okay, 1 minute. Lokesh, thank you for those compliments and thank you for the unnecessary education. Now, I'm a self-taught man, by the way. Now, I want to ask you a very simple question, right? I want to ask you that, I said in the beginning of my program that Rahul Gandhi has a lot of family members in Italy. In the Congress Party's view, is Italy a nation, or is Venice a nation, or is Rome a nation, or is Sardinia a nation, or is Sicily a nation, or is Tuscany a nation, or is Calabria a nation, or is Abruzzo a nation? Or is Lombardy a nation? And my no, one minute. Let me explain. No, don't interrupt right now. You see, I have a problem. One minute. Now you see, my basic point of disagreement is this, and don't speak over me, because I will make my point with style and substance, and then you can respond in turn. My point is very elementary, viewers. I have a huge problem with a person and a party which goes around the country and the world and says India is not a nation. And it's not an academic issue for me. It's not an academic issue for you. I will keep repeating this point. How dare you say India is not a nation? And then you go around and you tell the Americans, please come help Indian democracy. Are Baba, go to the Americans. They would put you in jail, Rahul Gandhi, if you were an American citizen, and say Florida is a nation, Massachusetts a nation, Michigan's a nation, Virginia is a nation, Texas is a nation. But United States of America is not a nation. I find that very dangerous. No. Listen. See, this has been put in Rahul Gandhi's mind by somebody. Now name the somebody. No, he has said it. Viewers, I will open this up to no, this has gone too far. There is a conspiracy here. There is a deep thought here. Don't get confused. These people are very clear. They will tell you, I am a patriot, you are a nationalist. Rubbish.
Yes.
The fact is, you are repeating this with deliberation and thought. You are going everywhere and saying India was never a nation. India is never a nation. India will never be a nation.
India is a nation.
No, I don't need you to say that. I need Rahul Gandhi to say that.
Arnab,
because this is a very serious matter. Youngsters in this country, beware. 1 minute. Yeah, let me speak now. No, 1 minute. You see viewers, now let me complete my point. After that, I will keep shut for the rest of the program. I'm speaking to the youngsters in this country. I'm speaking to everybody who was probably in school before 2014. I'm speaking to the 15 to 30-year-old age group today, many of whom do not have a great memory, unfortunately, of what the Congress party has done. Ladies and gentlemen, the most corrupt party in the history of India, 1.76 lakh crore corruption in 2G scam. War heroes and war widows were denied their homes. Kargil, Adarsh scam. Augusta Westland, 3,600 crore scam. Pilferage, a party that organized the 70,000 crore rupee pilferage in the Commonwealth Games scam. But we put up with it. But today that party goes around the country, goes abroad and says, India is never a nation. India was never a nation. India will never be a nation. And that is my problem. Because by doing so, they pander. They pander to the Greenpeace, Amnesty, Soros lobby. God knows what they gain. I want Rahul Gandhi to say Italy is not a nation before he says India is not a nation. If you have the guts, Rahul Gandhi, go to Rome and say Italy is not a nation before you say that India is not a nation. This is unacceptable, Lokesh. I am challenging him on a debate on my Independence Day. People of the country are with me. We are proud nationalists. We will never be crushed. This is a dangerous element. Yes, this is an issue which must be raised in every public debate, every public square of debate in this country. We must debate this. That there is a party and a leader who says India is not a nation.
He said it in a different context.
Oh, what context? What context?
Why he says that?
What context? What context?
You are speaking.
Viewers, they will explain to me the context. Does our existence as a nation have a context?
According to you, Sardar Patel was wrong when he said India was a collection of 50 states which the British annexed.
Vitiating political debate. Yes, Lokesh. Yes, Lokesh. What is your defense?
Article 1 of the Constitution clearly states India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of
On the
states.
Independence Day, he is the leader
That's
of
the
the
Constitution of India
and the Prime Minister
that defines India, that is Bharat. Now, how do you interpret this?
You are asking me?
Tell me. No.
You are asking
tell me. You said. No,
why you repeating? Why repeating?
You cannot accept India being called as a union of state.
Yeah.
So Article 1 of the Constitution itself
no.
defines India.
No.
You know, there is
no.
difference over here. Can I
define the Constitution of India?
No, viewers, people are supporting me a lot on social media today on this subject. And I'll tell you something, Lokesh.
Arnab,
I'll tell you, Lokesh, I
something.
need to explain this to you because you're a child on these issues.
I can right now explain.
I'll explain to you. It is one way. It is not a question of your definition of India as a union of states. It is your assertion that India is not a nation that I have a deep problem with. It is your conviction that India is not a nation which I have deep problems with. I think that is an anti-national perspective.
Generation by generation.
Okay, viewers, Congress says India is not a nation. On Independence Day, this is the view of the congressman on my program.
You know why he says that?
Now decide which way you want to support, what your views are, ladies and gentlemen.
Because
It's all up to you.
it reflects the Congress party's inability and staunch refusal to see India as a civilizational nation. For them, history started in the 13th century with the burning of the Nalanda library. For us, history goes back 5,000 years. That is the core difference. You know, even Nehru, for that matter, was dismissive of the vast land that we call Bharat Mata. And he was so dismissive of it that he didn't mind giving a piece of Ladakh over there to Chinese. He didn't mind,
you are saying, you are repeating a party. No, Tuhin, can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? Viewers, should we have a debate on this? Do you want to see me debating on this subject with Rahul Gandhi? I will destroy every edifice of his argument there if he dares to say again that India is not a nation.
When Gwadar was supposed to come to India, you refused that because you have never taken pride in this great land that we call Bharat Mata. That is the crux of the problem. Your thoughts are still colonial in nature. Your thoughts are still imported thoughts. They are not real, original Bharatiya thoughts. That is the crux of the problem.
Humiliated him, and the Prime Minister should feel ashamed.
I think this is very bad.
डरा हुआ प्रधानमंत्री राहुल गांधी की रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करी आपने.
No, this is very bad. Abbas, you cannot support Lokesh today. You cannot support this Congress view that India is not a nation. And no. This is getting very controversial. It has to be. This question should go viral across the country. People should hear and ask Rahul Gandhi for an apology. Rahul Gandhi should apologize for repeatedly asserting that India is not a nation. I can't even forgive him for being confused.
Yes,
he never said that.
Oh, he has said exactly that. He believes that. He believes in that. He has been repeating it.
In what context?
Okay, I will go.
That's the collection of states, and we need to come together under the Union of India. And the clauses of the independence of
I've heard you. Abbas, please don't support the Congress on this.
Arnab, it is not about any political party. Every Indian is patriot. They want to fight for the country. So please don't misinterpret what Gandhi has said. Mr. Gandhi has never said that India is not a nation. Certainly,
he has said exactly that. He said India is not a nation. You may not be able to believe it, but he has actually uttered those words.
We are a nation. We are unified with the civilization, the culture. We live in.
And why does he say this whenever he's abroad? Why does he keep saying it in Europe?
But at the same time,
he keeps saying India is not a nation.
We have states. We have different states. We are a federal nation. Certainly,
I want Rahul Gandhi to say Italy is not a nation. Let Rahul Gandhi say USA is not a nation.
States government. So please don't misinterpret what Mr. Gandhi.
I have not misinterpreted, sir. There is no room for misinterpretation here. Even Lokesh.
Misinterpret कौन कर रहा है?
कोई misinterpretation नहीं हो सकता है, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, Arnab, the lowest of Rahul Gandhi's low.
Yeah.
It came on 12th May this year when he tried to spread canards about the Agniveer scheme.